Hello and welcome to Tabletop Oddity. My name is Jay, and today FFG have announced for Star Wars Legion some upgrades to your core troopers. So these are upgrades to your Imperial stormtroopers, your Rebel troopers, and the new clone faction troopers, so Phase 1 troopers and the B1 battle droids. So they're essentially like 3 or 4 miniatures that can go into units. I guess that's a little bit hard to explain, but basically you can take now, instead of taking your DLT, there's an extra heavy weapon that you can now take. You can buy this pack and whack this into another unit. I'm just going to show you the article. It'll make more sense when you see it because I'm doing a very bad job of explaining it. But if you like if you like this video, like it. If you've not subscribed and you're interested in Legion, do hit the subscribe button. So essentially, it's a model for the stormtroopers, for example. It's an upgrade expansion, I guess is the classic. That's what it says right there. It's an upgrade expansion, and you get 4 miniatures. Now these are generally you can build them with the normal weapons, it says. So if you want to do that, you can do that. But essentially, it's 4 new heavies. Your non-standard trooper. Although that one, I think, no, are they standard troopers? I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, basically the heavies. Now, there are a couple of things to note here. They give you another card. So that's saying, imagine you had maybe 4 units of stormtroopers, all with an extra guy in them that you were never going to use. You could now take this and build an extra unit with them. So you could have 5 troopers instead, for the price of 4 and this. So it's not necessarily the price of 4, it's essentially 5, but you get these extra heavy weapons. So we'll go through each one and we'll talk about the heavy weapon. So you'll note this card is the same as the old one. It's not changed. You can't field a full unit with this. You need to have at least 1 unit of stormtroopers already existing, which you should have because of the core set. But there's 2 heavy weapons on show that you could maybe take. So this one here, which is you get 4 white dice at range 1 to 3 that has critical 2 surges to crit. All right, nice. For 27 points, pretty decent. I think they might be a little bit stuck up for the Stormtroopers one because the DLT is so damn good. The other weapon that they do show here is this one, which I'm not sure about the maths, but with precise, this could be better than the DLT. Obviously, you don't have impact. If vehicles are back, maybe you're not going to want to take this, but if you were shooting against a non-vehicle, because if you were going to aim, this one would probably be better. 1 red dice, 3 white dice. Cool, nice. The only other thing here, this one looks, it sort of seems like Oversight, maybe could be the name, but you gain tactical 1. You get an aim when you move. Sort of a bit of a theme there. There's also the surge tokens, there, and what appears to be the smoke grenade token. So that because they're in this. So that's probably the official way of getting them. If you don't buy the new Clone Wars set, you could buy this and you'd have it. Fine, okay, understandable. These are $20, by the way, which are $5 less than the normal units, just so you know. And then you've got the Rebel Troopers, which for you xenophobes out there are not going to have a great time. I think, are they almost all aliens? I'm not sure about this person. But these are obviously aliens, which I enjoy the look of. They're more interesting aliens as well. So, yeah, but it's the same thing. We get to see one of the cards here, which is range 1 to 2 with impact for 20 points. 2 red, 2 white. That could be nice. Yeah, I think that could be pretty strong. The impact part of that, not really that bothered about. And we can see another weapon here, which is the critical one, which I think is the one here, which is 2 red, 2 black, 1 white, critical 1, which is pretty good considering they don't surge at all. And it's range 1 to 4, so maybe the days of the Imperial range 4 advantage is done. Oh, and they do look like an alien, so I take it all back. Yeah, all right, interesting. That's going to really, just these 2 alone are going to mix things up. Whether or not the DLT will become slightly less popular, it's hard to say from, just reading that. The critical is fine, but you already surged to a hit. This one would be better, but now that we've seen those new vehicles, it's a little bit like, is it better than the impact one? Who knows? But yeah, the Z6 is a standard, but I could definitely envision a world where that's taken at least once. Yeah, because you get some range 4, you get to pump out some damage from a bit of distance. Fine, then you move into range 3 and get the rest of your black dice. Yeah, I could see that. Not saying it's like peak, who knows yet. There's obviously another leader, but I'm not 100% sure. It's like you gain a blah. I don't know what that is. Probably a surge token? Don't know, not 100% sure. Maybe every turn you get a surge, something like that. But that's the original dudes from the original faction. You also get Suppression 3, for those of you keeping track of where you can get those. And then we move on to the ones, the new factions, and that we've not even had yet, unless you're in Gen Con and you got it. And that's the B1 Battle Droids first. There's something very exciting in here in this that I really like. This trooper, it's range 1 to 4. You get 1 red dice and 1 white dice, and you surge critical 1, so you surge for a crit for one of them. Yeah, that looks really quite nice for 20 points. I can definitely see that for sure. So yes, I think that one could be not an auto include, but you could definitely throw that in. The worrying thing here is, imagine if these weapons were so strong that you wanted 6 of them. Well then, you'd have to buy like 5 trooper units and then 6 of these, and you could probably just about field it. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Hopefully these won't be a case where you want 6 of them, otherwise that could be a problem. And because it's mixing things up now. If you want every trooper to have that weapon, you need to have 6 battle droids and then 6 of these. That wouldn't be so great, but I'm jumping the gun. We don't know how good and whatever the best lists are. I just don't like the idea that it's like buy 6 of the unit, then buy 6 upgrades. That would be not great, but we'll see if the game ever gets to that point. And then this B1 security droid, which is cool because basically it's an exhaustible card that gets rid of the AI attack. So if you weren't going to be able to give them an order, maybe you've whacked them on the flank, but you really need them to do something. Boom. AI attack, you don't need to do that anymore. You can just do your move and then shoot, or move. Pretty good maybe for the last turn. Oh, very loud playing up above. But yeah, interesting across the board. Can I see anything interesting here? Something about a surge and operative, a commander and operative. Not really sure what that is. That one looks like you're gonna get what is that? Poison? It looks like you get poison. Am I going crazy? Did I say poison? Which will be very interesting. Is there any other weird card that I can see? No, we've seen tactical and critical. Tactical, not really sure. That looks like a free action for something, not 100% sure. I'm definitely going to buy probably one of these over time, although I am starting to think maybe I just need to collect 1 or 2 factions rather than all 4. And yeah, so the phase 1 troopers are the only ones that we've not looked at. They've got a range 1 to 2 weapon with 2 black dice and 1 white dice. That is 27 points and gives you PS1. Now, PS you can generally only get in the core troopers from the fleet troopers, but this is a way of getting PS in that in your army now, relatively cheaply and safely. You're at range 2, yes, but that could definitely be interesting for sure. And then we're going to have a look at this card in a moment. This is your leader. This looks like the same as whatever the stormtroopers get, but I can't figure it out at this point. Let me know in the comments if you can see that. And that's the weapon we already have. This is the one that they're giving us for free on show, basically. Interesting thing to note here, if you compare this to the H-12, the stormtrooper rocket, this isn't exhaustible. It's 26 points, which I think may even be cheaper. Oh, it's very close. I'm not 100% sure how much the H-12 is off the top of my head. I think the H-12 might be in pack 3. It's been so long since I used it, don't quote me on it. I'm not checking now. But it's cumbersome, fine, but it's not exhaustible. And it's red, black, it's rainbow. Red, black, white attack dice. In pack 2. Nicer. Yeah, the fact that it's cumbersome isn't necessarily a problem. It's range 4, so it's not really a massive problem as long as you like the rest of your army could shoot maybe at range 3, something else. Yeah, alright. I think I'm sort of seeing a trend, and the trend is like vehicles might be back, but then so too we need to have weapons that are anti-vehicle, and then you can sort of choose your playstyle whatever you want. All in all, very interesting selection here. As I said, my instinct is to have a bit of a concern about if you wanted 6 of them, unless because they're not going to give you multiples of the same model, and unless now I need to double check. Let's just double check this. Right, you can build them in a way. So right, let's read this. I thought I read this, but you never know. It's always worth double checking. More customized. Meanwhile, additional personnel and heavy upgrades unlock tactical. Invite you to outfit them. Please read them all. What I'm curious about is if you could have 6 of the same weapon, like if they would give you multiples of the same person. I can't imagine that being the case. I'm sure it said you could build them with the normal weapons, but not 100% sure. Has its own signature weapons that they bring. to the ground, but select troopers can build a wide range of skills to the squad. Soon you'll have more options than ever. Look, I can't see it. I thought I read it, but just in case, I'm gonna go out on a limb. I need to double check. They, specialists as well as the Segi Trooper, they can both be constructed with the heavy weapons or the standard E11 blaster rifle. So I don't think, now correct me if I'm wrong, whack it in the comments if I'm wrong, I don't think that you'll be able to use the same weapon 4 times. It looks, because it looks like you're only going to get one of the cards as well. It looks like if you wanted this guy 4 times, you would have to buy this 4 times, which for me is a bit of a concern. But again, it's like we need to see it first, really. You know, there'll always be some madman who'll buy 6 of them and run a tournament and win, and everybody will be like, "What is this FFG?" That'll be me. That's just me in a couple of months. These are actually coming out end of this year, so Q4 this year. It's exciting to have different sculpts. My worry is what it could possibly mean if they were really good. That would be my only concern. But I've not seen anything there where I'm like, so much better than this. But, you know, I'm allowed to be concerned because that's what I am. But they also look very interesting. All right, have a beautiful day. Like and subscribe. Goodbye. Bye.